Board certification has a direct impact on my clients as well, because not only are they getting a lawyer that knows all the intricacies of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations and of commercial motor vehicle trucking law, but they're also getting the advantage of having someone who speaks loudly to the other side. And when the trucking industry knows that there's a board certified lawyer that's going against them, it tends to increase the value of their case. Although we can make obviously no guarantees of recovery in any sort of personal injury case, I think it does bring value when you have a very knowledgeable and vetted attorney on the other end. And lastly, most clients don't want to go to trial, although we prepare every case for trial. And when you have a board certified lawyer, it does, I think, assist in maximizing recovery and settlement in most cases, helping clients avoid actually having to go to trial in a lot of cases.
This was the first certification test I've taken in a while. I've been practicing since 1995. The bar exam is the bar exam. I think somewhere around 2002, I took the exam in New Jersey to get my trial certification as designated by the Supreme Court. A tough test, but general trial principles. This test, I think, was probably the most rigorous I've taken, and I think reflecting back, it was not only general principles of law, but actual information tested specific to truck mechanics, truck operation, everything that falls within the truck crash litigation world. So much more specific than just general legal principles.
The prerequisites and requirements for board certification were pretty rigorous. If you're a truck accident lawyer, you know basically all of the source materials already because you have to use them daily in your practice. But when you really dive into every single section of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, which, that's like the Bible of the trucking industry, there's a lot of very subtle details that you have to be aware of in order to be board certified. And before taking the board certification test and before preparing for that, some of those sections I had just not had a chance to really come across. For example, the alcohol and drug testing. I'd never really had a case involving a failure to do the required alcohol and drug testing. But when you dig into that section, it's a long section, and there are a lot of really fine details about the procedures that truck companies have to follow and what they do if a truck driver tests positive. So there's a lot of sections like that maybe an attorney hasn't had an exposure to before. But for this test, you've got to know all of that stuff.